morning, welcome in Sunday morning. Got a few topics to touch on here for you. Not too long. Hope you enjoy. We'll jump right in, all right? So, the vast majority of the people around the globe at this point, at least with Wi-Fi, are well aware of the frivolous lawsuits and witch hunts against one Donald J. Trump to prevent the man from serving another term in the White House, right? Strictly political theater. But, it's been like a career-building project for lower caste-off Democrats, being their only means to get in front of the camera at this point. None more so, though, than Letitia James, AG out of New York, that her only platform for running for office was, I'm going to get Trumpicles, right? She's concocted an absolute asinine charge of fraud against Trump, claiming that he defrauded investors and banks when he overestimated the value of his assets to gain better terms on loans and whatnot, leaving out the fact that all parties involved are not only paid off, but actually made money. So how that constitutes defrauding, fucking beyond normal thought processes, I would assume, right? But she's managed to get this in front of a federal judge and leftist activist, complete hack, Arthur Engeron, who fancies himself a real estate expert and appraiser in the state of Florida, with this complete goblin going on to say that he values Mar-a-Lago, as if his opinion should even matter in the situation, at $18 to $20 million, right? Which is completely asinine, considering just about anyone with any kind of cognitive process could easily debunk this shit with the slightest bit of research. Like an adjoining property that's only 2.2 acres, completely undeveloped, nothing on it but trees, selling for $150 million, with Trump's property being 17.7 acres, double-sided oceanfront property, right? So, I mean, we're talking a conservative estimate of 5 to 8 times the value, with a PGA-level golf course and resort. This is pretty easily looked at and seen for what it is, which is just, bullshit. And this went along with them trying to enforce a $250 million fine on Trump and removing his and his family's businesses licenses in the state of New York. Right? And so New York, this is not the victory that leftists seem to think it is. The Trump organization being built out of a bunch of smaller LLCs, and this only affecting New York business. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely a blow, especially if they can enforce a $250 million fine on the man. But, the worst thing about it is the concept that leftists cannot seem to grasp is that these people think everyone is morons, especially their voters, and that anything used against your opposition will eventually be used against you. So maybe they're correct. I don't know. But moving on, Coinky Dink, of course, New York. Rep. Jamal Bowman has decided the other day to interrupt official proceedings during a congressional budget debate where the Dems were trying desperately to delay a GOP vote on the stopgap spending bill. So what did this complete clown do? Went out in the lobby to the door that he uses on a daily basis and pulled a fire alarm. Right? And again, interruption of official proceedings is the charge that so-called insurrectionists are receiving decades-long prison sentences for. Real shit. And will the same thing happen to him? Well, of course not. In addition to him being a Democrat, the guy also released a statement where this ex-principal, right, went on to state that the door is usually unlocked, and this time it was locked, and that he truly believed that if he pulled the fucking clearly marked fire alarm, that it would unlock the door. You know what I mean? This guy should not only have not been a principal, but if this is truly what he thought, he shouldn't even be anywhere near congressional chambers, right? Complete stooge, right? And the reason nothing's going to happen again, though, beyond just being a Democrat, is once this statement was released, the stopwatch started until they start referring to everybody as racisms if you don't buy this clown world ass explanation. Right? Again, they think you're a moron. Moving on, I recently covered how the Biden admin has just decimated southern border states and now working on major Dem cities by leaving the border wide the fuck open and giving incentives to come in, like Obama phones installed with speed pass apps, right? And granting protected status to hundreds of thousands of illegals as long as they made it in on or before July 31st, right? So there's that huge restriction in the way. But also you have Dem mayors and governors going on to put forth policies that grant these illegals driver's licenses, right? Which we all know that that's one of the few things that you need to obtain among many other things, voter registration, right? But of course they can't stop there. They got to go a step further with the federal government working through ICE to release IDs in the developmental stages here for illegals, right? Nothing says stay out of the country and the borders closed, like giving away free phones with speed passes, a federal ID to get you through the country till you get where you're going, where you'll have protected status and there'll be a driver's license waiting for you, right? Pretty easy to deduce that these lizards are in the midst of a controlled demolition of the United States. Right, and you're definitely a racist conspiracy theorist if you point this out and believe that it's not for the health of the country. Real shit. Moving on, in a win for freedom and sanity, a court in Iowa has ruled against a reptilian school board that decided to roll out compulsory speech policies on their students, stating that all students must use and respect other people's pronouns. Otherwise, there's punishments attached for transgressors, right? This being brought before the court all the way up to the Eighth Circuit of Court of Appeals, where a group of parents stated this goes directly against the First Amendment, where this court went on to agree not only with this, saying compulsory speech cannot be implemented even in schools, but to also strike down another policy that excluded parents from knowing the curriculum and being able to transition and mutilate your children mentally and physically without your approval or knowledge, right? So complete disgusting lizards that are sticking to the communist tenet that you can't roll out communism without first capturing the minds of the most impressionable among us, the children. Right? And that's why everything that they try to roll out is always, it's for the children, it's for the safety of the children. This is not safety. This is the destruction of what made America, the superpower and the beacon of light in a sea of poo. Right? You guys tell me what you think. Truly appreciate the stop. Like, share, subscribe. Even more appreciated. Smell you later.
We're not against the Republicans. We're not against the Republicrats. We are against those MAGA thugs. Thugs.